Greg, is there anything you can carry over from last year to this year, or is it completely new facing their offense?
I mean, they have a little stuff that's different, but I mean, when you got the same quarterback, same receiving corps, same coach, everything's pretty much going to be kind of similar. They obviously always will continue to get better and continue to have new things in the system.
Justin Herbert's made a habit of lighting up secondaries here early in his career. Just what's made him so good, and how do you guys, I guess, prepare for what he's going to throw at you Sunday?
What made him so good is just, I mean, just his God-given ability. Obviously, he can read defenses. He's big, he's tall, he's tough. He can make any throw. So he's definitely going to be a challenge, but I think we'll be ready to go. We just got to continue to prepare like we have every single week, and we'll be up for the challenge.
A couple guys yesterday mentioned how big he looks standing in the pocket. Like, how does that help him? How does that create maybe more of a challenge for you guys?
I mean, he can see everything, so that means that's allowing him to, make throws in the middle of the field on the outside. Smaller quarterbacks can't kind of see over D line sometimes, so most of their throws are going outside. Him, like I said, he can make every throw, so that'll definitely be a challenge for us.
Greg, JJ3 yesterday was talking about how even though Justin Herbert's been dealing with this rib injury, you don't really see that on film. I guess does the whole secondary kind of have the mindset that that's basically like a non-factor in his ability to throw the ball this weekend?
Oh, for sure. Regardless, we got to play him true, no matter if he has an injury or not. He's a great quarterback, so we're definitely going to have to just play him true and work with our techniques.
And then receiver-wise, Mike Williams, the size he has, just like the challenge that he presents having to defend a guy like that.
Big body, tough, at the catch point. So we're definitely going to have to play through the hands a lot, be physical with a guy like that. A lot of guys aren't physical with him, so, you got to match his physicality.
Kind of off that, Greg, they lead the league in yards after catch. And some of it can be just because it seems like they throw short a lot. Just the emphasis on the tackling probably this week of getting them down the league.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's the emphasis, every week is just tackling. If you can minimize yards after the catch, you'll be pretty successful. So, that's something we're working on at practice, making sure, that we're tackling well and we can get those guys on the ground.
What's Eckler do? I mean, out of that backfield, it's got to be tough, too, to have a back like him that's almost like a wide receiver.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, good thing, we played McCaffrey earlier in the season, so we've had a taste of a kind of a, receiving threat at running back. But, Eckler is a great player, so that's also another, challenge that we're going to have to face.
The fourth quarter's been tough for you guys defensively. Grant Delpit had mentioned yesterday you guys need to adopt a killer mentality in that quarter. Not to say that you don't, but he just used that phrase. Just how do you tighten that up in that final quarter defensively?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you said, mindset. Just having that mindset. When we have leads, we can win the game for us. So it just starts at practice. And when we get in the fourth quarter, tighten down. Just make sure we're doing our job. That's all it takes is just make sure that you're staying consistent throughout the whole game, and make sure your eyes are true. Make sure you're doing your job. Making sure you work on the same technique you've been doing the first three quarters. So I feel like it's not that hard of a fix. All you got to do is just make sure we're doing 1 and 11, which means every player on the field is doing their exact job, and we'll be successful.
You guys are doing the film study, like you're in with the coaches and stuff, breaking stuff down. Do you notice something different from the first three quarters versus that final quarter when you're watching the film?
Nah, it's just technique. That's pretty much it. Like I said, so if everyone just remains calm, remains poised, and just focuses on their technique and their job, we'll be successful.
Keenan Allen's been a little bit banged up, but when he's healthy, what can he do?
He's one of the best route runners, in the NFL. Him and Coop, I feel like, are 1A and 1B, when it comes to route running. So he's definitely a great receiver, and that'll be a challenge for us too. But he can run all routes, so that'll be a good challenge for us this week.
What's the talk amongst you guys in the back end and in the DB room this week as you head into this game against the number one ranked pass defense?
We're excited. I feel like as a secondary, we haven't necessarily played up to our standard the first few weeks. I think the last two games, honestly, we've been doing pretty well. But this is our time to show ourselves right here. So we're just gonna stay quiet, grind, and try to put on a performance on Sunday.
How nice is it to have Miles back? And is there an energy boost with him yesterday?
Always. Once again, it's just great to see that he's healthy and that he's happy. And that we can just have him around the building again. Forget football as long as he's healthy. We're happy, but just to see him back on the field, doing the things that he loves. It's definitely great to have him back out there.
And when you talk about trying to defend Herbert, I would think that Evan Miles and maybe even JD coming off the edges would be key to trying to slow him down by being able to pressure him.
I mean, yeah, that's what any quarterback, having Myles Garrett out there versus anybody is going to slow a lot of stuff down. So it's definitely great to have him back.
Greg, how big would it be to get Greedy back as well?
Oh, it's huge. Like I said, I think depth is a key for us. So, having Greedy back, he played great against him last year as well. So, having the opportunity to have him come off IR, getting some practice reps would be amazing.
Greg, I know you weren't in that game last year at SoFi, but Mike Williams was left open for a couple deep touchdowns. Has it been a point of emphasis? Have you guys talked about that at all this week? I know you guys are big on getting communication fixed, even this season. So has that been a discussion?
The discussion has just to, just trust our eyes, trust our technique. I mean, communication is something you're discussing every week, no matter what happens the week before or the weeks, prior. So you're always going to discuss communication. So, he was definitely left open, I think, once last game. But, we'll be okay. We'll have our communication on point.